You are standing at the threshold of a new dawn. Imagine it, the sky, still draped in the gentle hush of night, begins to blush with the first tender strokes of sunlight. A golden thread unwinds at the horizon, spreading warmth across the sleeping world. This is not just the breaking of another day, it is the first sunrise of your abundant life. Can you feel it? The air tingles with possibility, the earth itself seems to breathe with promise, and somewhere within your heart, a quiet knowing stirs. Something new is beginning. Close your eyes for a moment and see it before you. A gate of wrought iron standing at the edge of a vast hidden garden. For years, perhaps lifetimes, you have walked past this gate, unaware of the treasures it enclosed. But today, as the dawn expands, you notice it. Sunlight strikes its bars, and they shimmer not as cold metal, but as living gold. And there in your hand, as if it had always been waiting, rests a key. This is the key of your words. Florence Scovel Shinn, a woman of radiant wisdom, once declared, "Your word is your wand." What she meant is that every word you speak shapes the substance of your reality. Just as the magician's wand summons what seems invisible into form, so too do your words summon circumstances, opportunities, and abundance from the unseen into the seen. Today, at this sunrise, you are invited to take up that wand and speak life into your world. But first, let us pause here in the quiet glow of dawn. Can you sense how open your heart feels right now? The night has ended. The worries that clung to yesterday fall away in the soft light. In this moment, you are not burdened by past failures or conditioned by scarcity. You are simply here at the edge of your beginning, wrapped in the warmth of possibility. Let your chest rise gently, let your breath deepen, and say within, "I am ready." The garden gate awaits. Behind it lies a field overflowing with prosperity, harmony, joy, and every good thing. For abundance is not a prize given to a chosen few, it is the divine birthright of every soul. The river of supply has always been flowing, but many walk with their eyes closed, believing themselves thirsty in a desert. Today, you awaken. Today, you drink. As the sun rises higher, the light spreads across the landscape of your inner world. Shadows retreat. Old doubts, am I worthy? Can it be for me, begin to dissolve in the glow? For here is the truth. Abundance is not something you must strive and struggle to earn. It is already yours, waiting for your recognition. Just as the sunrise cannot be purchased, bargained for, or stolen, it is simply received, so too is prosperity. Step closer now to the gate. Notice how its golden bars shimmer more brightly as you approach. With each heartbeat, the key in your hand grows warm, pulsing with life. This key is your word, your declaration, your spoken alignment with the truth of supply. Florence Scovel Shinn taught that when we speak with conviction, we impress the subconscious mind, and the subconscious in turn directs the currents of life to bring forth our desires. Your word does not wander aimlessly. It is a command, a decree, a seed. Let us plant one now. Whisper to yourself gently but firmly, "I welcome abundance." Feel how the words ripple outward like sunlight spilling across water. The gate trembles not with resistance, but with recognition. It knows your voice, for you are always meant to open it. Now, imagine turning the key. Slowly, the lock gives way with a resonant click, and the gates swing wide. Before you stretches the garden orchards, heavy with fruit rivers, glistening with crystal clarity meadows, alive with flowers that seem to sing in color. Every step into this place feels like a homecoming. The soil beneath your feet is rich and ready. The air is fragrant with possibility. This is not a fantasy. This is your true inheritance. This garden represents the field of infinite supply, always present, always awaiting your entrance. You have simply been asked to awaken, to notice, to claim. And so, as you walk further in, let the words settle into your being. My word is my wand. I speak life. I speak prosperity. I speak joy. I open the gates of abundance with the language of my soul. Pause here. Breathe. Can you feel how light your body feels? How open your heart is? You have stepped out of the night of doubt and into the sunrise of certainty. The garden is not outside of you, it is within you. Each thought, each word is a step further into its flourishing fields. Know this, you are not a beggar at the gates of abundance. You are the rightful heir. The universe delights in your flourishing. The sunrise does not hesitate to shine upon you. The garden does not ration its fruits. The only requirement is that you open the gate with your words, that you choose to align with truth instead of illusion. So let us decree together now. This is the dawn of my abundant life. I welcome prosperity as my natural state. My words shape a world of supply, joy, and ease. As you speak these affirmations, feel the garden within you respond. Flowers open their petals, rivers quicken their flow, orchards bend low to offer their fruit. The universe is listening not to your fleeting fears, but to the steadfast decree of your heart. Stay in this moment a little longer. The sun is now fully risen, bathing everything in radiance. Your life, too, is being bathed in light possibilities, glowing pathways opening doors, once closed, now ajar. All this begins with the dawn, with the word, with your willingness to step through the gate. If you feel the light of this new day already touching your heart type, I welcome abundance in the comments, so this moment becomes your sacred beginning. By naming it, you anchor it not just in imagination, but in reality. This is your dawn. This is your garden. This is the opening of your abundant life. There's a truth so ancient, so luminous, that when you hear it, your entire being will tremble with recognition. It is not a new truth, nor one you must study for years to understand. It is as close as your breath, as intimate as your heartbeat. It is this prosperity is your birthright. Not earned, not bargained for, not measured against your labor or struggle. It is woven into the fabric of your existence, as natural as the sun rising and the tide returning. And yet, how many have forgotten this truth? How many wander through life believing they are unworthy, undeserving, cut off from the river of supply that flows unceasingly? Let me tell you a story. Once long ago, there was a child born into a royal household. Her cradle was carved of cedar and lined with silk, and on her tiny head a crown of gold was placed. The kingdom rejoiced, for this child was heir to immeasurable riches, to a palace of shining halls, to gardens overflowing with beauty. But through a twist of fate, this infant was carried away from the palace and raised in a humble village far from the throne. She grew up wearing patched clothes, eating plain bread, and believing herself to be ordinary. The villagers, too, thought her common. They saw nothing of her hidden inheritance. They taught her the lessons of survival: work harder, or you will go without. Save every crumb, for tomorrow may be lean. Do not ask for too much, for the world is stingy. And she believed them. Years passed. She labored, she struggled, she feared scarcity. But one evening, as the sun dipped low and shadows lengthened, an old traveler came to the village. His eyes were bright with knowing. He looked upon the young woman and said, "Do you not know who you are? You are the heir of a great kingdom. The palace awaits your return. The crown is already yours." At first, she laughed bitterly, for such a tale seemed impossible. But something within her stirred a memory she could not explain. She dreamt that night of golden halls and music drifting through gardens. When she awoke, her heart ached with recognition. The traveler's words were true. She was not a beggar, not a prisoner of lack. She had simply forgotten her birthright. And so do we all. Each of us is born into the kingdom of supply. The divine has not created lack nor carved out poverty as our destiny. The universe is abundant, overflowing, infinitely generous. Look around you. The trees do not ration their leaves. The stars do not count themselves stingily before shining. The ocean does not measure each wave to ensure it does not give too much. Creation itself is abundance, and you, child of the infinite, are heir to that same overflowing supply. But perhaps, like the royal child in the village, you have been taught otherwise. From the voices of family, culture, society, you may have heard, money is hard to come by. Life is a struggle. Only the few are lucky. Don't ask for too much. These voices have built walls in your mind, fences in your heart. They have hidden the palace from view. And so, though you were born with a crown of divine inheritance, you wander as though clothed in rags. Pause here. Think back through your own story. How many times did you feel the ache of lack when a bill arrived, when an opportunity slipped away, when you longed for more, but silenced the desire with shame? Do you remember the heaviness of believing you were not worthy? That ache was not truth. It was the echo of forgetting. But now, in this sacred moment, you are being reminded. You are the heir. You are the child of abundance. You were never cast out. You simply fell asleep to the truth. Florence Scovel Shinn, in her radiant clarity, proclaimed, "Man has been given a gift far beyond even that of kings and emperors. His word is his wand, and with it, he can call forth his inheritance." Can you feel that inheritance stirring in you now? It is not arrogance to claim it. It is humility to accept what was always yours. For to deny abundance is to deny the generosity of the universe itself. To live in scarcity is to tell the Creator you did not provide enough. But the rivers run, the sun rises, the fields bloom endlessly, tirelessly. You are not forgotten. You are not excluded. You are included in every rising dawn, every blossoming flower, every flowing stream. The royal child, upon hearing the traveler's words, at first hesitated. Fear whispered, "What if it is not true? What if I return to the palace and find only empty halls, and perhaps you too feel this hesitation? What if I open to abundance and nothing comes? But hear this, your inheritance is not a gamble. It is guaranteed by the very nature of life itself. Scarcity is the illusion. Supply is the truth." Imagine now standing once more before that garden gate of abundance. This time, the image shifts. You are not holding the key for the first time, you have always had it. The crown of inheritance rests upon your head even if you have forgotten it. The gate was never locked, only your eyes were closed. Let yourself feel it. Breathe deeply and whisper, I am heir to divine supply. Abundance is my birthright, and I claim it now. I release the lie of lack and awaken to the truth of prosperity. How does it feel to speak these words? Perhaps tears rise or a quiet smile softens your face. This is the moment of remembering. Just as the royal child recalled the palace of her infancy, so too are you recalling the truth of your being. Life changes when you remember. No longer do you chase prosperity as though it were a stranger. You welcome it as family returning home. You no longer beg for scraps, you sit at the banquet table that was prepared for you from the beginning. And here's the beauty: when you remember your inheritance, you help others remember theirs. Just as the traveler spoke to the child and awakened her, so too can your presence awaken those around you. By living abundantly, you become a messenger of hope, a lighthouse in the fog, a voice that whispers to the weary, you are more than you believe. You are heir to the infinite. So if this story has touched you, share it with someone who has forgotten their worth. Be the traveler who reminds them of their crown. Be the messenger of their inheritance. For abundance multiplies when it is shared, and each reminder is another soul returning home to the palace of prosperity. Pause now. Feel the truth resonate. You are not a beggar. You are not lost. You are the royal child awakening to your inheritance. This forgotten birthright is now remembered, and with remembering comes power, freedom, and joy. Every kingdom has its language. Every realm is held together by words that carry meaning, shape, and power. And the kingdom of abundance, your rightful inheritance, responds not to the language of fear, but to the language of wealth. Florence Scovel Shinn taught with unshakable clarity. Your word is your wand. If you desire to shape a reality of prosperity, joy, and freedom, you must learn to speak the language that commands it. For words are not idle. They are seeds planted into the soil of the subconscious. They take root, sprout, and grow into the circumstances of your life. Consider this: a gardener steps into his field with a pouch of seeds. He scatters them across the earth, yet he never doubts what they will become. If he plants roses, he expects roses. If he plants wheat, he expects wheat. He does not plant thorns and hope for blossoms. And yet, how often do we scatter words of fear, lack, and doubt, then wonder why our fields yield struggle instead of ease? Every "I can't," every "I never have enough," every "life is hard" is a thorn seed. It takes root and faithfully produces after its kind. The universe is obedient. It will never betray the command of your word. But here in this moment, you are learning to speak differently. You are learning to plant roses. Pause and reflect on the words you speak most often about your life. When you talk about money, do you say it's always running out? When you look at opportunities, do you sigh, I'm unlucky? These are commands, even if spoken casually. Each time the universe listens, the soil of the subconscious accepts, and the crop grows accordingly. But now, you are invited to change the language of your life. Wealth speaks in present tense. It does not say, one day I will have. It declares, I am. For the truth is that everything you seek is already present in the invisible realm, waiting to be called forth. To speak in the future tense is to keep it always ahead of you, never here. To speak in the present is to anchor it, to summon it now. Say it with me. I am abundant. I am prosperous. I am supplied. Do you feel the difference? Each I am is a root sinking deep into the fertile soil of spirit. Each declaration commands the garden to bloom. Let me tell you a story of a woman who discovered this truth. She had struggled with money her entire life, working long hours and never seeming to get ahead. Her words were always the same: I can't afford this. Money slips through my fingers. I never have enough. And life, faithful to her command, mirrored those words. But one day, she encountered the teachings of Florence Scovel Shinn. She began to practice speaking differently. Instead of I can't afford, she declared, I always have what I need and more. Instead of money slips through my fingers, she said, money flows to me and stays with me. At first, she felt foolish, for her outer world did not yet reflect her words. But she continued. She persisted in the new language. Weeks later, small signs appeared. Unexpected discounts, forgotten refunds, a gift from a friend. Encouraged, she spoke more boldly. I am prosperous. I am abundant. Soon after, she was offered a new position with greater pay and more freedom. Life shifted not by chance, but by obedience to the new language she spoke. This is the power of words. They are not empty sounds, they are decrees. The subconscious mind does not judge or filter. It accepts whatever is spoken with conviction and works tirelessly to manifest it. Imagine again the gardener. He bends low over the soil, whispering to his seeds. The sound of his voice is vibration, and the seeds respond. So too does the universe respond to your words. Speak lack, and the soil brings forth lack. Speak wealth, and the soil brings forth wealth. It is law, precise, and unyielding. So what language will you choose? Practice now. Whisper aloud. I am richly supplied with every good thing. Pause, feel it sink into you like a seed into earth. Money flows to me in expected and unexpected ways. Pause again, let the echo settle. All that I need comes to me easily and joyfully. These are not wishes, they are commands. Each time you declare them, you open the gates wider, allowing the river of supply to flow through you unhindered. Notice, too, the importance of avoiding negatives. To say I am not poor still plants the seed of poverty, for the subconscious hears only the image of poor. Speak instead what you desire, never what you fear. Declare the positive, for the soil does not distinguish between thorn and rose. It will grow what you plant. The language of wealth is rhythmic, clear, confident. It is the voice of someone who knows their inheritance, who does not beg but commands. You need not shout. You need only speak with certainty. For your word, when aligned with truth, carries infinite authority. Pause here and let us affirm together once more, I am abundance in motion. Every word I speak creates prosperity. I am fluent in the language of wealth. The more you speak this language, the more natural it becomes. Soon, you will notice how your words shift in daily conversation. Where once you might have said, I can't afford, that you will instead say, it's not my priority right now, but money flows to me easily. Where once you said things never work out, you will find yourself saying everything always works in my favor, and life will obey. Remember this, your words are never lost. They travel into the invisible, impress upon the subconscious, and return clothed in form. Each I am is a seed. each seed a garden, and each garden an inheritance of joy. So I invite you now to claim your first phrase of power. Comment with one powerful I am statement you choose to live by starting today. Let it be your wand, your key, your decree. Speak it, write it, live it, and watch as the kingdom of abundance responds. There is a river that runs through the universe wide, endless, shimmering with possibility. It carries with it every blessing you could imagine: love, prosperity, health, joy, fulfillment. This river does not flow selectively, nor does it stop or hesitate. It moves with infinite generosity, always ready to pour into your life. Yet there is one magnetic force that draws its waters more swiftly toward you, widening its current until it overflows. That force is gratitude. Gratitude is not merely a polite thank you. It is the golden key that unlocks the floodgates of supply. It is the vibration that tells the universe, I see the gifts, I honor the gifts, I am ready for more. Florence Scovel Shinn declared, gratitude is the law of increase, and complaint is the law of decrease. In these few words lies the entire secret of multiplication. Think of gratitude as the widening of a river. At first, the current may be narrow, trickling modestly through your life. But each time you pause to say thank you, another stream joins the flow. Gratitude for the breath in your lungs adds a trickle. Gratitude for the food before you adds a stream. Gratitude for a kind word, a safe home, a sunrise, each adds its flow until the river swells into a mighty torrent. Complaint, on the other hand, is the dam. Each grumble, each sigh of discontent places a stone in the river's path. Slowly, the current is blocked, slowed, restricted. But here is the wonder: the moment gratitude returns, the stones dissolve and the waters rush forward once more. Close your eyes now and imagine this river within you. At first, it may feel like a gentle stream, but with every remembrance, every grateful thought, it grows wider. Whisper softly, thank you for this moment. Thank you for this breath. Thank you for the blessings seen and unseen. Can you feel the current quickening? This is not imagination, it is alignment. Let me share a story. There was once a man who lived in a small town. He was always bitter, always complaining. If it rained, he grumbled about the mud. If the sun shone, he groaned about the heat. He spoke constantly of how little he had, how unfair life was. And so life echoed back his words. Opportunities slipped away, friendships withered, money seemed to vanish. But one day, an old teacher passed through the town. She told him gently, every time you complain, you push life away. But every time you give thanks, you invite it in. The man scoffed, yet the words stayed with him. That night, weary of his own bitterness, he decided to test it. Before bed, he whispered, thank you for this roof. Thank you for this bed. Thank you for this breath. The next morning, something felt lighter. He noticed the bird song outside his window, a sound he had ignored for years. He gave thanks for it. On his way to the market, a neighbor greeted him warmly. He gave thanks again. Slowly, as days passed, gratitude became his habit. His heart softened, his words shifted, his eyes opened to blessings he had overlooked. Soon, opportunities came small at first, then greater. What changed? Not the world, but his magnet. Gratitude drew abundance where complaint had repelled it. This is the magnetic law of life. When you give thanks for what you have, you are telling the universe, I recognize your generosity. I am ready for more. And the universe, delighted, multiplies the gifts. Pause here and try it now. Speak aloud 3 things you are grateful for in this moment. They need not be grand. Perhaps the warmth of your hands, the breath in your chest, the stillness around you. Speak them. Feel them. Notice how the energy within you shifts, how your heart expands. Gratitude is not about pretending that everything is perfect. It is about finding light, even in the shadows. When challenges arise, you can still say, "Thank you for the lesson. Thank you for the strength being born in me. Thank you for the new door that'll open as this one closes." This attitude transforms every seeming setback into a stepping stone. Think again of the river. When storms come, the water does not stop flowing. In fact, it often rushes more powerfully. So too does gratitude turn even hardship into momentum. Florence Scovel Shinn taught that the words we speak are decrees, and gratitude makes those decrees fertile. To say I am prosperous is powerful, but to say I am prosperous and I am so grateful for it is irresistible. Gratitude amplifies the vibration, magnetizes the decree, and quickens its manifestation. Let us practice together now. Whisper these affirmations, pausing after each one. I am grateful for the abundance already present in my life. I am grateful for the blessings that are on their way to me now. With every breath, I draw more good into my world, and I give thanks. Feel how your heart softens, how peace spreads like warmth in your chest. This is gratitude at work, aligning you with the river of supply. And so I invite you into a small ritual. Imagine you are holding a journal in your hands. Its pages are blank, waiting for your words. On the first page, write one thing you are grateful for today. See the ink flowing, the words settling into the page. Then, as though you were placing a seed into the earth, close the journal with reverence. This seed of gratitude will sprout, drawing new blessings to you, multiplying itself until your journal becomes a garden of abundance. Each day, return to it. Each day, plant another seed. For gratitude compounds just as streams join rivers. And soon, your life will overflow with supply that astonishes you. Pause. Breathe. Let your eyes soften and your heart open. Gratitude is not a duty, it is a joy, a song, a dance of recognition. It says, I see the light even now, and because I see it, more light comes. Before you leave this moment, write one thing you are deeply grateful for right now. Let it be your first magnet for the day. Anchor it with your words and watch as the river swells to meet you. Before a seed can sprout, before a flower can blossom, the soil must be still. If the ground is constantly shaken, disturbed, or hardened, the seed cannot take root. So it is with your life. Prosperity does not grow in turmoil. Abundance does not blossom in worry. The fertile soil of manifestation is peace. Florence Scovel Shinn wrote of the great truth. There is a place of perfect peace within the soul. This peace is not fragile, not dependent upon conditions, not shaken by outer appearances. It is the deep lake at the center of your being, calm and reflective, even when storms rage upon the surface. And it is in this stillness that prosperity is born. Imagine a lake at dawn. The air is hushed, the sky gently painted with pale gold, and the waters lie smooth as glass. Look closer, and you will see the heavens mirrored perfectly in the surface. Clouds light even the rising sun, all reflected with clarity. But if the lake is stirred into turbulence, the reflection breaks. It distorts, it fragments. So too with the mind. When still, it reflects the divine blueprint of abundance. When troubled, it distorts the vision, and the flow of prosperity is hindered. Stress, anxiety, and fear are like stones cast into the lake. They ripple outward, disrupting the mirror. Peace is the stillness that allows the reflection to return. Pause now. Breathe deeply. Inhale through the nose slowly as though drawing in light itself. Exhale gently, releasing the weight of your worries. Again, inhale peace, exhale burden. With each breath, the waters of your inner lake grow calmer. With each pause, the surface smooths. Know this prosperity begins with inner calm. For when the mind is at rest, you can hear the whispers of intuition guiding you. You can see clearly the opportunities the universe is placing before you. But when noise fills the heart, you miss the gentle knocking of abundance at your door. Let me share a story. A man once lived by the sea. Each day he cast his nets hoping for a catch, but his heart was restless, anxious. He feared he would not gather enough. He doubted the sea's generosity. His hands shook as he worked, his mind tangled with worry. And so, though the waters were full, his nets came up empty more often than not. One morning, exhausted, he stopped. He sat upon the shore watching the waves. Slowly, as he breathed, his heart quieted. He began to notice the rhythm of the sea, steady and faithful. He whispered, "The ocean is vast. It is always giving. I will trust it." In that moment of peace, he cast his net once more, and it came back heavy with fish. The sea had not changed. His nets had not changed. What shifted was the stillness of his heart. From that day, he learned to work in peace, not in fear, and prosperity flowed. So it is with you. The universe is abundant, the river of supply unceasing. But if you cast your net in anxiety, you tear its threads. If you reach for opportunities in worry, you miss their timing. Peace repairs the net. Peace aligns you with the rhythm of giving and receiving. Close your eyes again. Picture that calm lake within you. See how the surface reflects the sky when it is still. Place upon the waters now the image of your abundant life, joyful, prosperous, free. Notice how clear the vision becomes when the waters are calm. This is the gift of peace, the perfect reflection of divine abundance. Florence Scovel Shinn often reminded her readers, worry is wasted imagination. It creates only shadows, never substance. But peace creates clarity, and in clarity, abundance appears. When you feel stress rising, return to the breath. Inhale, light, exhale, burden. Whisper, peace precedes prosperity. I am calm. I am supplied. And here is a secret: peace is itself prosperity. To live in calm confidence is to already live richly. Money, opportunities, success, all are expressions of abundance. But the truest wealth is the unshakable serenity that says all is well and all is unfolding perfectly. From this soil, every good thing grows. Pause. Breathe. Let silence linger for a moment. Feel the stillness wrap around you like a soft cloak. In this quiet, know that you are safe, supported, and held. The peace within you is the anchor of your abundance. There is no call to action here, no need for words, only the invitation to remain in this calm. For when peace fills the soil of your soul, prosperity has already begun to take root. You have walked with me through the dawn of abundance, remembered your birthright, spoken the language of wealth, opened the river of gratitude, and discovered the peace that precedes prosperity. Now, dear one, it is time for the universe to speak back to you. It is time for a sign. Every great journey begins with a whisper, a token, a confirmation. The universe is a living, breathing presence. It delights in dialogue with you. It does not leave you wandering without direction. When you call upon abundance, when you open the gates with your words, life responds. Sometimes quietly like a feather falling at your feet. Sometimes boldly like an unexpected call or a sudden opportunity. But always without fail, the answer comes. Florence Scovel Shinn would often instruct her students to invite a sign, not as proof born of doubt, but as a joyful decree. Show me today a token of supply. For when you declare it, you set the wheels of manifestation into motion. The universe, always eager to affirm your faith, rushes to answer. Let us prepare for this moment. Close your eyes, breathe deeply, inhale peace, exhale resistance. Now place your hand gently upon your heart. Whisper softly, I am ready to see my sign of abundance today. Allow the words to vibrate within you. They are not a request, they are a command, a decree spoken into the field of infinite intelligence. Imagine now the day unfolding before you like a golden path. Along this path, you will encounter a token, a message meant only for you. Perhaps it will be a coin glinting on the sidewalk. Perhaps a feather drifting across your way. Perhaps a call from someone you hadn't heard from in years, bringing unexpected good news. The form is not important, the meaning is. It will arrive as a whisper from the divine, yes, beloved. I hear you. Abundance is already yours. Do not strain to find it. Do not chase it. Simply walk through your day with openness as though holding your palms gently upward to receive. For the sign is already set in motion, already winging its way toward you. Let me tell you a story. A woman once decided to test this principle. She sat quietly in her room and declared, Today I will see a white feather as my sign of abundance. She had never seen a feather in her neighborhood, nor expected to, but she trusted. That afternoon, as she walked home, she noticed a small child playing on the sidewalk. The child was holding a white feather, waving it joyfully in the air. He dropped it, and it drifted right to her feet. She bent to pick it up, tears filling her eyes. The universe had spoken. Yes, abundance is with you. Another man declared, Show me a sign of prosperity today. Hours later, he received a call from an old friend inviting him to lunch. At that meal, the friend offered him an opportunity that doubled his income within months. The sign was not a symbol, it was the very door opening. Your sign may be small or large, symbolic or tangible, but it will be yours. Pause now and whisper your decree. Universe, show me my sign of abundance today. Say it once more with conviction. I am ready to see my sign. Feel the energy ripple outward as though a stone were dropped into the vast waters of creation. The ripples travel far, touching every possibility, aligning circumstances, weaving synchronicities. Soon, the ripple will return to you in the form of a sign. This moment is sacred, for by inviting a sign, you are not begging. You are acknowledging the living relationship between yourself and the infinite. You are saying, I know you hear me. I trust your reply. And when the sign appears, do not dismiss it. Do not say, oh, that was just coincidence. Coincidence is simply the name given by those who do not yet recognize divine orchestration. Your sign will arrive with the unmistakable imprint of meaning. It will touch you, stir you, perhaps even bring tears. That is how you will know. Carry this knowing with you as you move through your day. Each step is a step on the golden path. Each glance may reveal the sign. Walk not in doubt, but in eager expectation. For expectation is the open door through which blessings enter. And when your sign comes, when the feather drifts, when the coin shines, when the call arrives, pause. Place your hand on your heart. Whisper, "Thank you. I receive this. I am aligned with abundance." Let the gratitude seal the sign into your being, anchoring the truth more deeply than ever. This is not the end. This is the beginning. The sign is the whisper before the song, the first fruit before the harvest, the knock before the door swings wide. Do not measure the sign by its size. Measure it by its meaning. It is the universe's yes, and from that, yes will flow many more. So now I invite you, when your sign appears, return here and write it. Share your testimony, for in speaking it, you anchor it, and in sharing it, you inspire others. Each sign becomes a torch passed from one soul to another, lighting the path of remembrance. Say it one final time with me. I am ready to see my sign of abundance today. The universe delights in confirming my prosperity. My sign appears with ease, and I joyfully receive it. The decree is spoken. The ripple has begun. Walk forward now, beloved soul, with eyes open and heart ready. Your sign is already on its way. The mind is the architect of all experience, the unseen draftsman that quietly sketches the pattern for the building of your life. Just as a great cathedral or a humble cottage first exists as a blueprint upon paper, so too every circumstance, every fortune, every seeming coincidence in your life exists first as a thought image impressed upon your mental blueprint. Consider the architect at his table, pencil in hand. He is deliberate, intentional, and exact. He knows that the builders will not question his plan. They will not substitute their own whims for his instructions. They will follow it stone for stone, line for line, until the building stands exactly as it was drawn. So it is with your mind. Your conscious thought is the architect, and your subconscious is the faithful builder. Whatever you draw upon the blueprint, whether it be grand and spacious halls of wealth or cramped and crooked rooms of limitation, the subconscious sets about constructing without question, without delay. Pause and feel this truth. The subconscious never debates, never resists. It only obeys. If you feed it fear, it builds prisons. If you feed it faith, it builds palaces. There is a story of a young man who once imagined himself destined only for scarcity. His parents often spoke of lack. His friends jested that people like us never get ahead, and he accepted these words as the lines upon his blueprint. The subconscious, ever dutiful, built the experiences of delay, disappointment, and financial struggle. But one day, this young man encountered the truth that he was not trapped, but building according to an old and faulty plan. He sat down, closed his eyes, and declared, "I redraw my blueprint. I sketch abundance, order, and prosperity." Slowly, but with absolute certainty, his life reshaped. New work came, new opportunities opened, and money flowed where it had never flowed before. Not by accident, but by design. Your mind is forever building. Even when you sleep, it builds from the impressions of the day. What plans are you drawing? Do you sketch worry? Do you doodle poverty? or do you inscribe the golden arches of prosperity and freedom? The subconscious is impartial. It will as easily build a palace of wealth as a dungeon of debt. But you, through choice, through intention, through spoken word, are the master architect. Now, let us affirm together. I hold the pen of destiny. I design my life as a palace of wealth, a sanctuary of peace, a temple of joy. My subconscious builds only from blueprints of abundance drawn by my deliberate thought. I redraw every plan of limitation. I choose expansion, beauty, wealth, and divine order. Pause, breathe deeply, and allow the truth of this to soak into your subconscious. See the new blueprint forming bright, clean, radiant, with gold lines, every detail marked with generosity, security, and freedom. From this moment, every word you speak, every thought you linger upon is an architectural stroke. Speak carelessly, and you sketch crooked walls. Speak wisely, and you lay foundations of strength. The wise builder tends to every word. Now I ask you, what is one blueprint you are ready to redraw? Write it below, declare it, and watch as the master builder within begins construction this very moment. The universe does not wait for proof before it responds. It does not require you to show the evidence of abundance before it delivers abundance. Instead, it listens for the vibration of belief, the feeling tone of certainty, the quiet conviction that says, "It is already mine." And one of the swiftest ways to impress this truth upon your subconscious is to act as if the desire is already fulfilled. Imagine the musician who has not yet been invited to the great stage. No contracts are signed, no venue booked, no tickets sold. Yet each morning she rises, lifts her instrument, and plays as though the concert hall were already filled with 1,000 eager listeners. She dresses for her practice as she would for the stage. She walks onto the rug in her living room as though it were the polished wood of a grand auditorium. She plays not timidly, not when the time comes, but now because she knows the time is already hers. And what happens? The universe cannot resist such conviction. Soon enough, the call comes, the stage is prepared, and the imagined audience becomes real. This is the law act, as though you already possess the thing desired, and it must come. For your subconscious, like the faithful builder, does not distinguish between rehearsal and performance, between practice and reality. It hears the tone of your belief and builds accordingly. Think of a child playing make-believe. To the child, the cardboard box is truly a castle. The stick is truly a sword. The old scarf is truly a royal cape. The child believes without hesitation, and in that belief, they experience joy, laughter, and even courage. We call it pretend, but in truth, the child is demonstrating the very principle of manifestation, aligning thought, feeling, and action as if the desired reality were already here. So too must you become like the child, unafraid to step into the role before the curtain rises. Do you desire wealth? Then walk through your day with the composure, the gratitude, the generosity of one already wealthy. Do you seek love? Then speak, smile, and carry yourself as one already cherished and chosen. Do you long for health? Then move as though strength and vitality already flood your being. To act as if is not pretense, it is prophecy. It is declaring with your very body and breath, this is the truth of me. This is who I am. Let us pause and anchor this with affirmation. I now act as if all my desires are fulfilled. I walk in confidence. I speak in abundance. I move in joy. Every step I take proclaims the reality of my prosperity. What I embody now, I attract without fail. Close your eyes for a moment and envision one scene from your fulfilled life. Perhaps you are signing the agreement for your dream home, or handing a generous gift to someone in need, or hearing the applause of a great success. Now inhabit it. Straighten your shoulders as you would in that moment. Smile the smile you would wear. Breathe the breath of accomplishment. Stay here for a moment and let your subconscious absorb the reality. This is not wishful thinking. It is training the builder within to construct according to your chosen plan. When you act as if you teach your subconscious, this is the pattern to follow, this is the reality to replicate. I will tell you of a man who once longed for a position far above his current station. Each day, though employed in humble work, he dressed as though he already held the position he desired. He spoke with the courtesy, the confidence, the calm authority of one who belonged at that higher level. Though he had not yet received the title, he carried himself as though he were already seated at the table. Within months, he was noticed, promoted, and elevated because he had already demonstrated the consciousness of one who belonged. This is the golden key: demonstrate inwardly and outwardly, and the universe confirms. Now, I turn the question to you. What is one way you can act as if today? Will you write the thank you note for money not yet received? Will you set the table for two when love has not yet arrived? Will you bless the business cards of a venture not yet launched? Speak it into being and take the step now. Pause here. Breathe deeply, and in the comments share one way you will act as if today. Declare it boldly and let the builder within begin construction. There is a truth often overlooked by those who long for prosperity. It is not only the giving, the asking, or the declaring that matters, it is the receiving. Many stand with open hands, yet closed hearts, calling for abundance while secretly believing they do not deserve it. They speak affirmations with their lips, but within they whisper, "Not me, not yet, not enough." And so the blessings hover, the gifts remain unopened, like sunlight pressing against a window that has been tightly shut. The light is abundant, radiant, and free. But until the window is lifted, the room stays dark. To receive without resistance is to lift the window. It is to say yes without hesitation, to welcome the gift without apology, to accept without guilt. It is to know with absolute certainty that you are worthy simply because you exist. Pause here and let us reflect. How often have you dismissed a compliment? How often have you said, "Oh, it was nothing," when someone praised your work? How often have you refused help because you felt it made you weak, or declined generosity because you feared being indebted? These small refusals are rehearsals of resistance. Each time the subconscious records, "I do not deserve," "I cannot accept," and life faithfully echoing that belief withholds greater blessings. But when you learn to receive freely without shame or hesitation, you open the floodgates of abundance. You train your subconscious to know it is safe to have. It is safe to be blessed. It is safe to overflow. There's a story of a woman who longed for financial freedom. She affirmed daily, she prayed, she visualized, but money seemed always scarce. Then one day, a friend offered her an unexpected gift. A meal paid for a bill, covered a kindness extended. Her first instinct was to protest, to decline, to insist she could manage on her own. But something within whispered, "Say yes." And so she did. That small act of acceptance shifted everything. Within weeks, opportunities opened, unexpected checks arrived, and resources multiplied. The key had not been in asking louder, it had been in learning to receive without resistance. To receive is not selfish. To receive is to honor the giver, to honor the flow of divine circulation. Imagine offering a gift to someone you love, only to have them push it back into your hands with discomfort or refusal. Would it not wound your spirit? In the same way, when we refuse the gifts of life, whether through guilt, unworthiness, or fear, we dishonor the giver, which is the universe itself. Pause now. Place your hand gently over your heart. Breathe deeply and repeat after me, I am worthy of receiving every good gift. I accept with joy, I welcome with peace, I open wide the windows of my soul. I say yes to blessings without guilt, without fear, without hesitation. Feel the softening within you. Feel the window rise, the sunlight pouring in. The air is fresh, the light golden, the room alive. This is what it means to receive. When you say yes, the universe amplifies the yes. When you open your hands, more is placed within them. The law of circulation cannot be stopped, for the flow must move into you and through you. Release the old beliefs that you must struggle to be worthy, that you must earn love, that you must pay endlessly for joy. These are false debts written upon an old ledger. Tear the page and let it go. You are born worthy. You are born to receive. You are born to shine. And now, dear soul, I invite you. Type the words, declare them boldly, imprint them upon your subconscious. I say yes. Yes to wealth. Yes to peace. Yes to opportunities. Yes to miracles. The window is open. The sunlight floods in, and the master builder within you now constructs a life radiant with blessing. Life is not a barren field of chance. It is a living garden of opportunities, each one ripening in its perfect season. But so often, men and women walk past these golden fruits because they are disguised, or because fear whispers, not now, not you, not enough. The truth is, divine opportunity never comes too late, and it never arrives too early. It comes precisely when you are ready, bearing your name written upon it. Picture a long corridor lined with doors. Some are small, some plain, some glittering with jewels. As you walk, you hesitate. What if I open the wrong one? What if nothing lies behind it? But in the silence, a door begins to glow with golden light. That is your door, not by chance, not by accident, but by divine orchestration. When you dare to step forward, hand upon the handle, and push it wide, you find not an empty room, but the very thing your heart has long desired. Yet many shrink back. They see the door gleam, but say, I am not ready. Perhaps later, perhaps another. And the door, though patient, eventually fades, waiting for another who will step forward with courage. There is a story of two women, both presented with a chance. The first was invited into a new business venture. She hesitated, questioned her worthiness, and allowed fear of failure to guide her decision. She declined. Months later, she watched others prosper from the very opportunity she refused, and her heart sank with regret. The second woman, though trembling, said yes. She walked through her golden door, and though the path was unfamiliar, it blossomed with provision, growth, and success beyond her imagination. The difference was not in the opportunity, it was in the willingness to recognize and claim it. Golden opportunities often appear ordinary. A chance meeting, a casual conversation, a nudge to pick up a certain book, an idea whispered in the quiet of morning. The subconscious, once trained in prosperity, recognizes these as signals, as invitations, as divine timing. It nudges you. This is your door. Walk through. But what is required, Faith? Courage. A readiness to say yes, even before you see the full picture. The golden door rarely shows you the entire mansion beyond it, simply offers a glimpse of light. Your step forward is the act of trust that allows the mansion to unfold. Pause now. Close your eyes. Imagine yourself standing before such a door. It gleams with light, radiant, inviting, alive with promise. Place your hand upon the golden handle. Breathe deeply. Say within yourself, I walk through golden doors of opportunity prepared for me. I do not hesitate. I do not fear. I step boldly, and divine order goes before me. Feel yourself crossing the threshold. See the room beyond filled with everything you need: abundance, connection, growth, joy. Know that this is not imagination only. It is a prophecy of what awaits you when you choose to act. Do not believe the lie that opportunity comes only once. The universe is abundant with doors. But also, do not believe the lie that you can stand idle forever. Each door is timed. Each door is prepared for a season. If you hesitate endlessly, the glow will fade. But if you respond in faith, you align yourself with miracles. Remember, these golden doors swing open easily when you arrive in the consciousness of readiness. You need not batter them. You need not beg. They are timed to your growth, and when you reach them, they open by divine right. Now, I turn the invitation to you. Declare with boldness, write it as a stamp upon your soul, I walk through golden doors. Say it aloud, write it below, claim it with every fiber of your being. And as you do, watch as the subtle nudges, the radiant invitations, the unexpected meetings begin to appear in your path. The corridor of life stretches before you. The golden light shines. The handle is within reach. The only question is, will you walk through? There is a law as sure and steady as the rising of the sun. What you give returns to you multiplied. The river does not dry because it pours into the sea. It is replenished by the rain, and the cycle continues. So it is with your life. Generosity is not loss, it is circulation. To give is to set the divine current in motion, ensuring that blessings flow not only to others, but back to you in unexpected ways. Imagine a well. If the water within is drawn but never replenished, if the bucket is lowered yet never filled again, the well grows stagnant and dry. But when water flows freely drawn, given, poured out, and refreshed, the well stays sweet and clear. Your wealth, your talents, your love, your time are like this well. If you clutch them tightly, fearing depletion, they grow stale. But if you release them with joy, they return fresher, fuller, multiplied. I recall a man who once said, I will give when I have more to spare. And so he waited and waited, but his pockets remained empty, for the law could not move through his closed hands. Then one day, out of desperation, he gave a small coin to a beggar, not because he had much, but because he wished to bless. Within days, unexpected work appeared, new income flowed, and his life shifted. He had unlocked the circulation by giving, and the law responded. Giving is not measured by size, but by spirit. The widow who gives a single coin in faith plants a seed of greater worth than the wealthy man who tosses gold with indifference. For the universe does not measure the amount, it measures the heart. Ask yourself, what can I give joyfully today? A kind word, a smile, a prayer, a moment of listening, a portion of your earnings set aside to bless another. Every gift, great or small, stirs the current of circulation. Now let us affirm, I give freely, joyfully, and without fear. My gifts return to me, multiplied, pressed down, shaken together, and running over. I am a clear channel of divine circulation, and as I give, I receive. Feel the freedom in that. Feel the release of fear, the lightness of trust. Your subconscious now records, I am safe to give, for I am endlessly supplied. Generosity is not only money. To give encouragement when others despair is to sow joy. To share knowledge is to plant wisdom. To forgive is to gift freedom. Each gift circulates back to you in the same form, often magnified beyond recognition. One woman I knew carried bitterness for many years. She withheld forgiveness, believing it protected her. But her life grew heavy, her health waned, her opportunities shrank. At last, she chose to release, to give forgiveness, not because it was deserved, but because she wished to be free. Within months, her body grew strong, her business flourished, her relationships healed, the circulation was restored. Think of the sun. It gives without ceasing, yet it is never diminished. The more it shines, the more life blossoms. You too are a sun. Your light, your wealth, your love, when released, illuminate the path for others and return to you in warmth. Pause for a moment. Picture yourself as a fountain. Water pours forth, sparkling, refreshing, unending. The fountain does not fear depletion. It knows its source is hidden underground, ever flowing. You too are connected to a source that never fails. As you pour out, you are replenished. And now, dear soul, I ask you, who will you bless this week? Speak it here. Declare the person, the cause, the way you will circulate your good. Plant the seed with your words and watch as the harvest multiplies in your own life. For remember, giving is not the end of your wealth, but the beginning of its multiplication. The well flows, the river circulates, the fountain sparkles, and you are the joyful giver through whom prosperity endlessly moves. Many souls imagine that miracles are rare, reserved for the extraordinary, the dramatic, the once-in-a-lifetime event. They believe a miracle must be thunder splitting the sky, a mountain moved in an instant, a fortune dropped suddenly at one's feet. But the truth is far gentler. Far nearer miracles surround you each day, woven into the very fabric of ordinary life. The miracle is the breath you draw without effort, filling your lungs with unseen power. The miracle is the seed that splits beneath the soil, silently becoming a tree. The miracle is the smile of a stranger at the precise moment you needed reassurance, the phone call arriving when your spirit longed for connection, the small check appearing just before the bill was due. When you train your mind to notice these small wonders, you awaken to a world where the extraordinary hides within the ordinary. Your subconscious begins to expect them, and expectation is the magnet of manifestation. Let us walk through a single day with miracle vision. You wake to sunlight filtering through your window. Miracle. Your heart beats steadily, carrying life through every cell. Miracle. The kettle boils and you sip warm tea, its fragrance rising. Miracle. You glance at your phone and there's a message of kindness just when you felt unseen. Miracle. You step outside and the air carries the faint scent of rain, cool upon your skin. miracle. A stranger holds the door open for you. A child laughs. A bird takes flight. Miracle, miracle, miracle. What changes when you see this way? Gratitude blossoms. Faith deepens. You no longer wait for some thunderous sign. You live surrounded by proof that the universe is always moving in your favor. One man once told me, "I never receive miracles." I asked him, "What did you eat today?" He answered, "Bread." I said, "And where did it come from?" He paused. "The store." I pressed further. "And where did the store receive it?" He grew thoughtful. "From the baker, from the mill, from the farmer, from the soil, from the rain, from the sun." And then he grew quiet, for he saw it. Every bite of bread was the culmination of 1,000 miracles, from seed to harvest to oven. He had been surrounded by wonders all along, blind only because he expected something louder. The miracle is not the interruption of natural law. It is the fulfillment of divine order. When you align with abundance, you begin to notice how perfectly timed, how divinely orchestrated even the smallest details become. The parking space that opens, the book that falls from a shelf at the exact page you needed, the chance meeting that leads to opportunity, all miracles. And as you honor the small, the great are drawn to you. For the subconscious, when trained to recognize miracles, opens wider and wider, preparing to receive them in greater measure. Pause now. Place your hand over your heart and whisper with me, "I expect miracles. I notice miracles. I live in a field of daily wonder. The extraordinary greets me in ordinary moments. My life is filled with divine surprises, perfect timing, and endless grace." Breathe those words in. Feel the shift. Already your eyes are clearer, your heart softer, your mind more open. You do not need to chase miracles. You need only to notice them, to greet them with gratitude, to say, "Thank you, I see you, I welcome more." So now I ask you, what is the miracle of today? Look back upon the last few hours. Perhaps it was waking safely. Perhaps it was a smile exchanged. Perhaps it was a bill paid, a meal, enjoyed, a problem solved. Write it. Share it. For when you declare your miracle, you anchor it in your consciousness and invite 10 more to follow. Miracles are not distant. They are here now, within reach. And as you awaken to them, your life becomes not a waiting room of longing, but a living temple of constant wonder. Pause once more. Listen. The miracle is happening even in this breath, in this moment, in this very word. So let us close part 2 with this affirmation. I live in miracles. I see them, I celebrate them, and I expect them every day. My life is a river of wonder, flowing with divine order, abundance, and joy. Now, beloved soul, share your miracle of today. Let us create a chain of wonder together. Beloved soul, breathe with me now. Inhale deeply, exhale slowly. Feel the rhythm of life itself, like the gentle waves of the ocean rising and falling, flowing and returning, effortless and eternal. This is the rhythm of your wealth. This is the truth of abundance, that it is as natural as the tide, as natural as breathing. There is no strain in the ocean's tide. No wave tries to push harder than the other. No current competes to arrive first. The tide flows in and the tide flows out in divine order, perfect and complete. So too does wealth move through your life when you release the illusion of struggle and return to the natural rhythm of prosperity. The world has long whispered lies that wealth must be chased, that prosperity must be earned with sweat and strain. But listen closely. Those lies are born of fear, not truth. Wealth is not something outside of you. Wealth is the breath of God moving through you. Wealth is the river already flowing beneath your feet. Picture yourself standing at the edge of a vast, sunlit ocean. Each wave carries treasures toward the shore. Golden opportunities, divine ideas, unexpected gifts, answered prayers. The water glistens, sparkling with abundance, and as each wave comes, you notice something miraculous. You never have to grasp, never have to cling. The next wave always arrives, and then another, and another still. This is the eternal promise. You are supported by an endless tide of supply. You are never without. You are never forgotten. The tide does not fail, and neither does the law of abundance. Say this with me now. I flow with wealth as naturally as I breathe. Breathe in, feeling wealth flow to you. Breathe out, feeling wealth flow through you. Like the tide it comes, and like the tide it goes, only to return again greater and fuller than before. Wealth is not hoarded. Wealth is circulated. When you breathe in, you do not fear there will not be enough air to breathe out again. So too with money, with opportunity, with blessing. Every dollar spent in joy returns multiplied. Every gift given in love opens the floodgates for greater supply. You are not the doer, dear one. You are the channel. The same source that paints sunsets and orchestrates galaxies flows through you, moving treasures, orchestrating connections, aligning circumstances. When you align with this truth, wealth becomes effortless like the waves of the sea. Listen now to the rhythm of your own life. Notice how often wealth has flowed to you, even when you did not force it. Think of the unexpected opportunities, the gifts, the divine timings. Were these the results of strain? Or were they the tides of grace moving without your control? When you remember this, worry dissolves like salt in water. Fear evaporates in the sunlight of truth. You need not clutch at the ocean. You need only trust its rhythm. So I ask you, beloved soul, to release the clenched fists of scarcity. Open your palms to the tide. Say aloud, I am one with the infinite tide of wealth. It flows to me, through me, and returns multiplied. Now imagine with me, you are standing in a circle of golden light. Each breath draws in waves of wealth shimmering like golden water. Each exhale releases wealth into the world, blessing others, blessing life, blessing the future. And still, the waves return to you. Always. The more you trust, the more natural it becomes. The more you relax, the more abundant you feel. Just as you do not command the sun to rise, you do not command wealth to flow. It is written into the order of the universe. You, child of God, are designed for abundance. You, divine soul, are written into the tide of prosperity. The very cells of your body, the very breath in your lungs affirm this truth. Abundance is your nature. So let us affirm once more, sealing it deep into your subconscious, like the rhythm of waves etched into the shore. I flow with wealth as naturally as I breathe. I do not chase. I do not force. I allow. I receive. I trust the tide. I am one with infinite supply. Breathe this truth into your heart. Let it root. Let it become the rhythm of your being. And now, dear one, to anchor this teaching, to write it into the book of your mind, type these words and declare them aloud. I flow with wealth. For as you decree it, so it is. Beloved one, now that we have anchored the truth of wealth as natural as breathing, let us step into celebration. For manifestation is not a dry lesson, it is a dance, a song, a feast of joy. The law of abundance does not deliver with heaviness, it delivers with delight. Every answered prayer, every open door, every surprise blessing is an invitation to rejoice. Manifestation is joy embodied. It is heaven's reminder that you are heard, that your word is law, that your vision is already substance awaiting form. And as these manifestations unfold, whether grand or humble, the heart that celebrates multiplies them. For gratitude is the key that unlocks the treasury of heaven. Think now of the small manifestations that have already blossomed in your life. Perhaps it was the moment you thought of a friend and their message appeared on your screen. Perhaps it was the exact amount of money you needed arriving in the most unexpected way. Perhaps it was a kind smile from a stranger when you most needed encouragement. These are not accidents. These are demonstrations, the divine showing you over and over that you are guided, supplied, and loved. And then think of the greater demonstrations, the job you once prayed for, the home you once dreamed of, the healing you once yearned for. These too were born of the same law, the same joy of manifestation. The seed is the same, whether it grows into a single blossom or a towering oak. Imagine now a montage before your inner eye, a series of radiant moments strung together like pearls. See yourself opening an envelope and finding unexpected abundance. See yourself stepping into a room and realizing it is the very opportunity you once visualized. See yourself laughing with friends who once felt like answered prayers. See yourself placing your hand over your heart, whispering, "Thank you, God," as another desire becomes flesh before your eyes. This is the joy of manifestation, that life becomes a tapestry of answered prayers stitched together with golden thread. And each time you rejoice, you send out a vibration that calls more joy to you. Say this with me now. I celebrate my manifestations, big and small. Each one is a miracle, and each one multiplies. Do you see, beloved soul, that manifestation is not a future event? It is happening now in this very moment. Every thought aligned with love is a manifestation. Every word spoken with faith is a manifestation. Every time you release worry and trust, you are shaping your reality. The joy is in the noticing. The joy is in saying, "Look, the law is working for me. The universe is conspiring on my behalf. God is answering even before I call." Let us remember the words of Florence Scovel Shinn. Every great work, every big accomplishment has been brought into manifestation through holding to the vision. And as the vision holds, the manifestations arrive not by strain, but by divine orchestration. Now imagine yourself walking through a golden garden. Each flower is a manifestation, a dream fulfilled, a prayer answered, a door opened. Some blossoms are small and delicate. Others are tall and radiant, towering above you. Yet all are precious. All are evidence of divine order unfolding. As you walk, you pause to admire each flower, giving thanks, rejoicing. And as you give thanks, the garden expands before your eyes, infinite, abundant, overflowing. This is the secret. When you rejoice in the little, you prepare for the greater. When you dance at the sight of one blossom, the garden multiplies in return. Say aloud with me, I rejoice in every demonstration. I celebrate every answered prayer. I live in the joy of manifestation. Now, beloved one, feel this truth in your bones. Joy magnetizes. Celebration multiplies. What you rejoice in increases. What you bless expands. What you honor prospers. So every day seek your demonstrations. Write them down, speak them aloud, share them with others. For the act of rejoicing is itself a decree. I ask you now, what are you celebrating today? Perhaps it is something grand, or perhaps it is something subtle, but both are holy. Share it, declare it, let the vibration ripple outward. For manifestation is not only about receiving it, is about rejoicing. And when your life becomes a song of gratitude, heaven cannot help but send more reasons to sing. So I leave you with this affirmation to repeat, to feel, to embody. I am a living magnet for miracles. I rejoice in manifestations big and small. My life is a garden of answered prayers blooming endlessly. I celebrate and I multiply. I celebrate and I attract. I celebrate and I overflow. And now, to seal this truth in your heart and ripple it into the universe, I ask you to declare in the comments below. What are you celebrating today? Share it. For in your sharing, you anchor the joy, and in your anchoring, you expand the abundance for all. Beloved one, now that we have rejoiced in the joy of manifestation, let us walk deeper into the mystery, the unseen realm, from which all things are born. For before every harvest, there is a seed. Before every manifestation, there's faith. And faith is the bridge that carries you from the invisible to the visible, from the whispered desire of your heart to the tangible blessing in your hand. Think of the farmer in his field. He prepares the soil, plants the seed, covers it with earth, and waters it faithfully. Yet once the seed is sown, he cannot see its growth. For weeks, perhaps months, the earth appears unchanged. But beneath the soil, life is stirring. Roots are spreading, and the miracle is unfolding out of sight. The farmer does not dig up the seed each day to check its progress. He trusts the unseen process of life, and in time, the harvest comes abundant and multiplied. So it is with your manifestations. When you speak your word, when you set your intention, you plant a seed in the fertile soil of the universe. The moment you decree it, life begins to stir. The law is set in motion. Divine intelligence begins orchestrating people, places, and circumstances in perfect alignment. You may not yet see it, but it is already on its way. Say this with me, I trust the unseen. I know my word is law. My harvest is assured. This is the practice of faith, to believe without evidence, to rejoice before the blessing arrives, to walk in gratitude for that which has not yet been seen. Florence Scovel Shinn reminds us faith knows it has already received and acts accordingly. This is the golden key to act, to feel, to rejoice, as though your manifestation were already here, because in truth it is. Pause now. Feel into the desire of your heart. Picture it clearly. Hold it gently. Now imagine it as a seed, radiant and golden, placed lovingly into the soil of divine mind. See yourself watering it daily with affirmations, with gratitude, with joy. And then release it. Trust that beneath the surface life is moving. Trust that your harvest is certain. The mind of scarcity whispers, but I do not see it yet. Yet the farmer does not doubt the seed because it is hidden. He knows that life is faithful. So too must you know that the unseen is faithful. Consider how many blessings have already unfolded in your life from the unseen. Think of the coincidences, the chance meetings, the unexpected provisions. Did you see them forming before they appeared? Or did they arrive as if by magic, as if from nowhere? Beloved, that nowhere is the unseen realm ever busy on your behalf. To trust the unseen is to live in peace. To trust the unseen is to release anxiety, to rest in divine timing, to know that your harvest cannot be lost. The seed you plant in faith will return in due season, pressed down, shaken together, running over. Say aloud, I trust the unseen. My good is already here unfolding in divine order. Now imagine yourself as the farmer. You walk through your field at dawn. The soil looks quiet, yet you smile. You know what lies beneath. You whisper affirmations as you pass. My harvest is growing. My blessings are sprouting. My abundance is assured. And then one morning, you see the first green shoot breaking through the soil, evidence of what you already believed. So it is with your manifestations, they break forth when you least expect it, and always in perfect time. Beloved soul, I invite you now to surrender the timeline. Release the need to know when, how, or through whom your blessing will arrive. For the unseen does not require your control. It requires your trust. Affirm once more with me, I trust the unseen. I walk in faith. I rejoice before I receive. My harvest is certain. Let these words sink deep into your spirit. Let them calm your mind. Let them remind you that you are never waiting in vain. You are simply in the season of unseen growth. And to anchor this truth, I invite you to type it, speak it, and declare it boldly, I trust. For in trusting you, align with the unseen, and in aligning, you hasten your harvest. Beloved soul, we have celebrated the natural tide of wealth, we have rejoiced in the joy of manifestation, and we have anchored trust in the unseen. Now we must step into the throne room of your being, the truth of your worth. For no abundance, no manifestation, no harvest can remain if you do not first know your value. It is written in divine law, according to your faith, be it unto you. And what is faith but the vision of your own worthiness? If you believe yourself unworthy, the gates of abundance feel locked. But if you know deeply, immovably that you are priceless, then nothing and no one can withhold your good. Imagine now a golden crown placed gently upon your head. This crown does not come from the world. It comes from the divine. It is not earned. It is not purchased. It is not fragile. It is eternal, indestructible, unshakable. It cannot be removed by opinions, by circumstances, by mistakes of the past. For it is not given by men, it is bestowed by God. And what God bestows cannot be taken away. Feel this crown upon your head now. Feel the weight of your infinite worth. You are royalty in the kingdom of abundance. You are heir to infinite supply. You are priceless. Say this with me, I am priceless. I am worthy of every blessing. My value is unshakable. Too often the world tries to measure worth by numbers. Numbers in a bank account, numbers on a scale, numbers of likes, followers, or achievements. But these are illusions, fleeting shadows. Your worth is not a number. Your worth is eternal essence. Your worth is the spark of God within you. No loss can reduce it. No failure can stain it. No delay can diminish it. Let me tell you a story. Once a priceless diamond was buried deep in the earth. Covered in dust, forgotten for centuries, it lay unseen. People walked over it unaware of its presence. But one day, it was uncovered, polished, and placed where the world could admire its brilliance. Was it ever less valuable when hidden? No. Its worth was unshakable, even in the darkness. So too with you. Even when life has buried you under fear, doubt, or hardship, your worth has never changed. Even if you feel unseen, unrecognized, or overlooked, your value is infinite, eternal, priceless. Affirm it again. I am priceless. I am crowned with divine worth. When you know your worth, scarcity thoughts cannot survive. For scarcity is a lie whispered to those who have forgotten their crown. Scarcity says, you are not enough. You must earn. You must beg. But abundance says you are priceless. You are worthy. You are heir to infinite supply. Imagine now that you are standing in a hall of mirrors. Each mirror reflects a false identity the world has tried to place upon you. Not enough. Too late. Too small. Too unworthy. But as you look closer, you see that these mirrors are cracked, distorted, untrue. You lift your crown, and as the golden light radiates from it, every false reflection shatters. The only reflection that remains is your true self, radiant, royal, priceless. From this place of worth, your affirmations gain power. Your decrees gain weight. For the universe responds not to your words alone, but to the vibration beneath them. And when your vibration is rooted in unshakable self-worth, heaven itself echoes your decree. Let us affirm together, layering truth upon truth. I am priceless. I am crowned with divine worth. I am worthy of wealth. I am worthy of love. I am worthy of health. I am worthy of joy. No circumstance can diminish me. No opinion can define me. I am priceless. I am priceless. I am priceless. Breathe this in. Feel the cells of your body remembering. Feel your spirit straightening like a pillar of light. Feel the crown upon your head glowing brighter with every breath. Now, beloved, imagine walking through the world with this crown not arrogantly, but radiantly. Everywhere you go, doors open. People treat you with honor. Opportunities recognize your worth. Why? Because you have remembered who you are. Self-worth is not pride. Self-worth is truth, and truth is power. So I ask you now to declare boldly, both to yourself and to the universe, I am priceless. For this is not just an affirmation, it is your reality. And the moment you claim it, life must mirror it back to you in every area, in wealth, in relationships, in health, in joy. Remember, beloved soul, your worth is unshakable. Like the crown, it cannot be removed. Like the diamond, it cannot be diminished. Like the divine spark within you, it is eternal. Stand in it. Own it. Live it. Say it one final time with me, sealing it in your spirit. I am priceless. Beloved one, now that you wear the crown of unshakable worth, let us see how your abundance is not for you alone. It is a ripple spreading outward, touching lives, transforming futures, shaping generations. Abundance is not a closed circle. It is a flowing river. When wealth, love, and joy flow through you, they do not stop with you. They ripple outward, like a pebble dropped into a still pond, expanding farther and farther until the entire surface of the water is touched. Imagine yourself standing at the edge of a serene pond, its surface calm as glass. In your hand is a golden pebble, the abundance that flows into your life. You drop it gently into the water, and circles of light begin to ripple outward. First, they touch those closest to you, your family, your friends, your community. Then they expand farther, touching those you may never meet, those who simply feel the blessing of your existence. And the ripples continue without end, expanding across time itself, reaching future generations. This is the truth of your abundance. It does not end with you. Every blessing you receive becomes a blessing multiplied in the world. Every dollar you circulate blesses not only you, but the hands it passes through. Every act of generosity sets into motion an infinite chain of good. Say this with me: my abundance blesses the world. My prosperity creates ripples of light. Think now of a simple example. When you prosper and buy from a local shop, you are not merely making a purchase. You are sustaining a dream, feeding a family, supporting employees. When you give generously, you inspire others to give. When you live joyfully, you give permission for others to rise in joy. Your abundance ripples. Florence Scovel Shinn said, "Giving opens the way for receiving." And what is giving but the ripple effect of abundance? You are not diminished by giving. You are multiplied. For every wave you send outward returns to you greater than before. Picture now the ripple effect of your life. Imagine one moment of abundance, perhaps receiving unexpected wealth. You choose to bless others with part of it. Those others uplifted share joy with their families. Their families go out into the world inspired, kind, generous. Like dominoes of light, the blessing spreads until far beyond your sight, a stranger's life is touched because of the ripple you began. Beloved soul, can you feel the majesty of this truth? That your abundance is not selfish, but sacred. That your prosperity uplifts not only you, but the collective. That your good is humanity's good. Affirm it now: my abundance ripples outward. I am a channel of blessing. I prosper and the world prospers with me. The ripples extend not only outward in space, but forward in time. Your abundance today creates legacies for tomorrow. The wealth you allow yourself to receive now may bless your children, your grandchildren, and generations beyond. The joy you embody now plants seeds of joy for those not yet born. The love you circulate now becomes part of the eternal current of love that will never run dry. Pause and imagine it: future generations rising because you chose abundance today. Imagine them telling stories of the ancestor who walked in faith, who trusted the unseen, who knew their worth, who embraced prosperity as natural as breathing. Imagine their gratitude rippling back to you across the veil of time. Yes, beloved, your abundance is eternal. It is a river that flows both ways, forward and back, blessing ancestors, blessing descendants, blessing the entire field of humanity. So let us anchor this truth with layered affirmations. I am a ripple of abundance. My prosperity blesses others. My joy uplifts the world. My wealth creates legacies. I give and I receive multiplied. I prosper and others prosper with me. I am a channel of infinite good. Breathe these words. Feel their power radiating from you. See the ripples spreading in every direction. Beloved, soul abundance is never selfish. It is service. It is love in motion. It is divine light flowing through you, blessing all it touches. When you prosper, you invite others to believe in their prosperity. When you shine, you remind others of their own brilliance. When you rise, you lift the world. And so I invite you to expand the ripple now. Think of someone you love, someone you wish to see prosper, thrive, flourish. Hold them in your mind's eye. Picture them bathed in golden light, smiling, laughing, receiving their own abundance. Whisper this blessing for them: as I prosper, you prosper. As I receive, you receive. As I shine, you shine. Now expand the circle. Think of someone you do not know, perhaps a stranger, perhaps someone struggling silently. Send the ripple to them as well. See them lifted, supplied, blessed. And know this truth: every thought of blessing you, send out returns to you magnified. This is the ripple effect. This is abundance multiplied. And so I ask you now to anchor it, to seal it in action. Tag someone you want to see prosper. For in calling their name, you send a ripple of blessing toward them, and the wave will surely return to you. Remember always, you are not a pond, you are a river. You are not a hoarder of light, you are a lighthouse. You are not alone, you are connected to the entire fabric of humanity. Your abundance ripples outward, and your abundance ripples forever. Say it one final time: I am a ripple of abundance. As I prosper, the world prospers with me. Beloved one, we have journeyed together through the tide of wealth, the joy of manifestation, the trust of the unseen, the crown of self-worth, and the ripple of abundance. Now we arrive at the final decree, the sealing of truth, the planting of eternal growth within your soul. For what is learned must now be lived, and what is spoken must now be sealed. This is the moment of culmination. This is the holy decree. And as Florence Scovel Shinn reminds us, your word is your wand. What you decree now with faith, with joy, with conviction, becomes law in your life. So let us decree together. Let us speak words of infinite growth, words that cannot wither, words that bloom forever. Close your eyes for a moment. Imagine yourself standing in an infinite garden. Around you are blossoms of every color, manifestations of your past affirmations, answered prayers that now bloom as flowers. The air is fragrant, the light golden. In your hand, you hold seeds of light, your words, your decrees. With every affirmation you speak, you drop another seed into the soil of eternity, and immediately it begins to sprout, grow, and multiply. This is the garden of your soul. This is the harvest of your decree. Now speak with me slowly, powerfully, as we layer truth upon truth. I grow forever. My wealth grows forever. My joy grows forever. My faith grows forever. My love grows forever. My health grows forever. My light grows forever. I grow, I grow, I grow forever. Pause. Feel the vibration of these words. They are not mere sounds. They are seeds falling into the soil of divine law. And as surely as the sun rises, these seeds will grow. Beloved soul, this is your closing decree: growth without end. For abundance is not a one-time gift, it is eternal expansion. The tide never ceases. The garden never stops blooming. The river never dries. You are always growing, always receiving, always becoming. Picture now a great tree before you. Its roots run deep into the soil of divine supply. Its branches reach endlessly into the sky. Season after season, it bears fruit of wealth, fruit of health, fruit of joy, fruit of love. Birds rest in its branches, people find shade beneath its leaves. Generations are nourished by its fruit. This tree is you, rooted, grounded, flourishing forever. Say it with me again. I grow forever. I flourish forever. My abundance is infinite. Breathe in this truth. Let it expand in your chest. Let it fill every cell of your being. For growth is your nature. Expansion is your destiny. Abundance is your eternal song. Now, beloved, let us layer the affirmations once more, this time as a decree that echoes into eternity. I am one with infinite supply. I flow with wealth as naturally as I breathe. I rejoice in every manifestation, big and small. I trust the unseen, for my harvest is assured. I wear the crown of unshakable worth. My abundance ripples outward, blessing generations. And I grow forever. I grow forever. I grow forever. This is your closing decree. This is the seal upon your journey. Take a deep breath now. Imagine golden light pouring into your crown, flowing through your body, radiating out into the world. This light carries every affirmation we have spoken. It carries every truth we have anchored. It carries every decree we have declared. It flows outward, upward, forward, expanding without end. Beloved, this is not the end. This is the beginning of a life lived in effortless abundance. You will rise tomorrow, and the tide will still flow. You will rejoice tomorrow, and the manifestations will still come. You will trust tomorrow, and the unseen will still be at work. You will wear your crown tomorrow, and scarcity will still crumble before you. You will ripple abundance tomorrow, and others will still be lifted, and you will grow forever. So let us speak the decree one final time, sealing it into eternity. I grow forever. My abundance is eternal. My joy is eternal. My love is eternal. My life is eternal growth, and so it is, and so it will ever be. Now, beloved one, if this journey has lit your spirit, if these words have planted seeds of endless growth in your heart, then share this light so that others may grow forever too. For every share is a ripple. Every word spoken is a seed. Every decree made is a legacy. And together we grow forever.